Angel Merrill versus Alexander Safarov. I called Safarov to win. As you can see right here, power slap score 923 to 977. Both off the chain on there. Power slap, power slap score. You know what I'm saying. So let's see what happens. One, crap. Angel Merrill hits him. Alexander, he's wobbled, but he's all right. And then perhaps Safarov hits him, and what? He's okay too. This is more of a kiss than a. And then what? Oh, got him there. He was a little wobbled, little confused, little wobbled, little confused. Round two coming up now. Merrill. Round two. Oh, knocked him down. Gave him the. He gets the applause for that one. But does he get up, y'all? Does he get up, y'all? You're damn right. He gets up. He gets up. He gets ready for his brap. Oh, but it kind of whiffed. Kind of whiffed. Merrill got a chin, y'all. Brap. Oh, and he knocked him down. Oh, and then waits. He gets one more in. And brap, brap, brap. Oh, and he knocked him down. But no pew pews yet. No, not a knockout. But then it's considered a draw. A draw? That's all right, though, because we go keep it on. You know what I mean? We got dummies right here. You got Tyler Gross. Tyler Gross, I called to win. But if you notice, the man got smashed like the night before the fight. Completely hammered, drunk, puking, all of that. You know what I mean? There was a lot of booze going on there. So we go to this match. Tyler's also got the beard advantage. The beard advantage. And look at the slap score. My man has the highest slap score of anybody in the house and anybody in his division. So, I was thinking he was going to give me the. And do we get to pew pew? 927. He lines him up, Tyler. Brap! He's like, okay. Okay, Tyler's like, now it's my turn. Now Tyler comes around and he gives him the brap. But he just looks. Rod Alavy has a chin. He gets the and then the what and then the and then he gets the against my call. Gotta be honest. It is. It is. Rod gets the. He got the knockout, man. He got the knockout. Now we go into the heavyweights. All right, y'all. That's gonna be about enough of that silliness right there. Welcome to PT Pod. I am super stoked to have you here, as you can imagine, as you probably already know. But guys, more importantly than that, how was your week? Good. I hope it was good. I hope everything is going wonderful in your life. Things are going good around here. If you listen to the Sunday show, it was pretty epic. And now we are back and we are live with an amazing guest. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has too many credits to list. This man, shout out to the chat right now. I see you. This man has too many credits to list. This man has done too much. It would take the whole hour just to explain those. But you probably know him best as an MMA fighter. You might know him as an MMA trainer. If you're local, you know him as an awesome local business owner helping folks out. But more than anything, he's just an awesome dude who's super talented and is here tonight to talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Crazy Cowboy Cortez Coleman. What up, man?
What up, man? What it do? What it do? What it do, bro? Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. I am so glad to have you here. We were talking just before the show, man, and it's just I almost don't know where to begin. That's hard because a lot of times I try to feature folks that we're bringing them up in their career, but you've come so far for so long. So I thought we would just start out, if that's okay, with kind of where you're at now. Let the people know where they can find you, what you're up to, that kind of stuff.
Man, I'm just, training fighters. Of course, just had some, crazy little accidents back in June. It wasn't for me, you know what I mean? Got bucked off my horse, tore
Yeah, I
my
saw
MCL.
that.
Yeah, tore my
Yeah.
MCL, ACL, and meniscus. You know, and shoot, what was crazy just a year and a half before that, if that, probably a year and 6 months. I tore my rotator cuff, bicep labrum. I had surgery on that. And so I've been chilling, but I had my first fight back in 6 years, back in May.
Yeah.
It wasn't nobody special. So but it was a fight back, just warming up, man. And I'm just in Ada, Oklahoma, training, continuing to do what I love, man. Training the kids, helping adults, and continuing trying to just build a business and help the community and do what I do and get healthy and plan on getting me about 4 more fights, man. It's a movie, and continue just to train young fighters that want it and show them the path and the way how to get there, bro. That's what I'm doing. You can find me in Ada, Oklahoma.
Heck yeah, man. Ada strong representing, man. So tell me a little bit about your journey. How did you get here? A lot of guys have the dream, but a lot of guys never make it. And one of my favorite sayings is there are levels to this game. And any game you're playing, whether it's, comedy, music, acting, fighting, there are just levels to it. And you clearly know the top levels, the highest levels. And then to get to the highest levels, as you got to work the lowest levels a lot of the time. So, tell me about the journey, man. What it takes, in your opinion, to make it. And then, do you have any champs you're working with right now we should know about?
Man, not really. Of course, I'm always me and Kevin Rayford. We've been hooked up. He's at the gym working.
Shout
And
out to Kelvin Rayford.
Look at my African American over here.
yeah,
Yes, African American.
yes, Kevin is he's a monster, man. One of the best
Yeah,
in the state. And then of course I got a guy, young Juan, a boxer right now. But I'm talking to a lot of fighters, is seeing it and seeing what I'm doing in the coaching and wanting to start coming down training. I got some big things. I got some big things that I'm going to be doing, man. And I got goals to retire. After these fights, I'm shooting a little documentary, and so it's the last ride. But my main focus is continuing to help kids, and I'm gonna build a badass MMA team here. I'm hooked up with great coaches like Mark Matuya up in Factory X, who is a brother. And I've talked about this dream years ago that I'm gonna be molding fighters, getting them ready, and when they ready for that next level, we'll be sending them up to Factory X, right? And so
right,
that's my goal, because I know what it takes to get there. Because this was never my dream, like you said, a lot of people dream to do this. This shit was never my dream, man. I sold drugs my whole life. That's all I ever known. And I'm not sitting saying this to brag about that, No, not
right,
at all. You know, um, shit. So, like some people, I ain't had no choice, and I wanted to go get something. Period.
right.
And that's what I chose. I was turned on early, and that's all I ever known. And at 28 years old, sitting in Buffalo Wild Wings is how I got into MMA. You know what I mean? Literally watching Chuck Liddell fight at
The
Buffalo.
Iceman.
Yes, watching Chuck Liddell fight, and this is a story that you can go back. This is nothing made up, because I could tell you my life story and how I got in it from the jump every time, and it'll be the same way if you go back and look at articles. You know what I mean? Because it's just been a movie. This was never nothing that I thought about. I didn't even fucking really watch, MMA boxing, and still don't watch a lot of boxing. I don't even study fighters when I fight them, and so it was just guys playing, man, and it was watching Chuck Liddell fight at Buffalo Wild Wings. Big shout out to my brother John White, and we was watching it, and I was like, this man, out my exact words with him, I was like, man, all these people in this restaurant, cheering, this dude on fighting, and he famous like that, and he can make a name from just fighting. I was like, man, in my exact words, I probably was like, man, I guess he's tougher than now, man, but he ain't gonna last long fight, like, because big spread up. I love Chuck Liddell, you're a legend. But this sport is evolving, and since
Yeah,
I got in the sport, man, I had just I would say common sense of keeping your hands up and not in out here, right? and then the sport grows. But big shout out to him, because if it wasn't for guys like this, I wouldn't be where I'm at. But I said that, and the guy tapped me on the shoulder, thought that I was talking shit, and he invited me to Titans Martial Arts there in Norman, Oklahoma. That
Nice.
was that was my first gym I've ever joined, you know,
Right.
and I went there the next Monday, pulled up, jumped out of my excursion, went in there. Scott was the owner back then, and I just jumped out. I was like, I want to fight. That's what I thought. And he was just like, man, you gotta start it up front first. So I
Right.
paid for that gi stuff with all, the gi and all of that. And man, I started getting choked out by 14 and 15-year-olds. uh, at 28 years old. That's when I started at 28 years old, and started getting choked out. But I kept pushing it. And then I started choking and beating up them little kids. And Scott had to move me in the back with the grown-ups where the fighters where the fighters was. And that's when I started meeting a lot of guys back in the day, like Ron McCurdy, and a lot of those guys was, Dustin Brooks was even at that gym back in the day, who's a jiu-jitsu owner who owns Empire Jiu-Jitsu right now. And Mike and Ken Jackson,
And I do want to
who,
talk about that because you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, correct?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Black belt,
And
first degree.
that's huge, right? So I do want to talk a little bit about that journey and what that took, right?
Yep.
Because, once again, like many things in your life, man, a lot of people go their whole life trying and never accomplish what you're like, yeah, I did that on a Tuesday.
Hey,
I'm
man.
so, yeah,
Grind.
man. It's blessed. It's a blessing. I
It
understand
is.
some of us are born with a little extra. You know what I mean? I was born to be able to talk more than the average, but you can kick more ass than the average, and that's cool, and win other things more. But we're here. So becoming a black belt and on that journey, as you're telling us how you went up, don't skip over that and talk to us about what that took really, because some of us just think, I train off and on here and there, as an older dude with the injuries here and there, but I'll never be a black belt, like ever. And that's okay. But for somebody like you to achieve that, and that's just like one thing in your pocket versus all of your accomplishments, that's amazing, man. And also in jiu-jitsu, which is a very hard black belt to get. People don't understand that. They don't just give those away. Like you said, you walk in and 14 and 15-year-olds are submitting you, as a 27-year-old badass man who probably in the streets never had a problem with fights.
Never.
So,
That's
yeah,
never for real.
exactly. So to achieve the highest level of black belt in that practice, man, that's crazy, right? So Joe Moffat in the building. What up, Joe? So sorry, we got chatters. Sometimes we just shout them out. So yeah.
Yeah, so that black belt, man, that journey, it was long. Because I didn't even like jujitsu when I
Really?
first started. Go back and look at my fights. Like I told you, man. I went straight professional. We back in the day, a lot of us guys, and I believe my boy, big shout out to my boy Brian Foster, all that. We it was different. We fought. We didn't really turn down our collar. Like, a lot of guys nowadays, Oklahoma guys, everybody's fucking friends. Nobody want to fight the best of the best.
Right.
And so and then they got amateurs, guys get, and it's great. Guys get to get amateur, experience doing all that shit. Me and other guys, man, we had to go make money. Like I come from the streets, and so my first fight, I didn't even know what an amateur and pro was. True story. And they had, like, when I just went to go fight, I said, "What's the difference?" And they said, "Amateurs don't get paid and pros do." And I've been getting money since the 8th grade, and I went pro. And my first fight, I went pro. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, the journey's been. I didn't like jujitsu and at first, because, like I said, I come from the streets. And when you was out there in the streets fighting, you ain't no going to no ground. I remember when I got when I got jumped, and it wasn't like a lot of people jumped me. I got jumped for a reason, to enter into something. It was like 15, 16 people on me, man. And I was young then, and I stood up and went back and get it because you can't stay on the ground. You're going to get stumped, right?
Yep.
And so when I started fighting, right off the bat, my mentality was, if I'm in a dark alley, I'm going home. At the end of the day, it's a fight,
Yep.
At the end of the day, it was a fight. And so a lot of my fights until I really started getting real proper training was just going up, as soon as the bell rang, I'm, keeping my hands up and I'm going to go throw them, like, and go throw them. Let's go, not trying to go to the ground and hug nobody and still have that mentality, not even trying to shoot on you. If you go back and you look, you probably won't see more than 5. I don't do that. And so I really wasn't liking jiu-jitsu. And in 2000 and 2010, or maybe 2009, I was in a gym and I met Sandro, my coach. Shout out to Sandro, Carlos, and Grayson. Those guys have been a big influence in this jiu-jitsu journey. And so I met him in a gym. And like I said, I was a striker. I was like, I'm a fighter, bro. I don't go to the ground. I'm coming to go throw these things. That's what people like.
Exactly.
This is show business. If you gonna wrestle, go to the ground, wrestle, and beat their ass. Make punishment. Do that.
Ground and pound, old school. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And so I saw Sandro in the gym, and I was just like, he was in his jiu-jitsu Brazilian, gear, and I was like, "You do jiu-jitsu, homie?" And he was like, "Yeah." And like I said, man, I'm a badass, and I ain't bragging to say this, but I am a badass, not just physically, but what really makes me a badass is my fucking mental game. I work on that, and 85 to probably 90% of fighters are fucking mentally unstable, especially the ones with a lot of fucking talent, because they don't work on that aspect every day, they don't work on that aspect every single day, and that's something from the jump that I started early. I had to, because I had no options, other people get in this sport of fighting and they have other options. Maybe they had other jobs, or they went to college and it was a dream, or they went to college to play football, or they waited tables, or they did some other shit. I never done none of that, man, ever. Probably 4 to 5 jobs my whole life, really. Of getting income, getting taxes. And so when I got into fighting, man, I had to become obsessed with this. I had to become obsessed with it, and right off the bat, it wasn't just fighting to me. It was business and to make a name for myself. You know what I mean? Straight
Right.
off the rip, with me. And so when I met Sandro, man, that changed, man. And I kept fighting, and then I started most of my fights that I lost was by wrestlers and people taking me down. And like I said, I didn't like jiu-jitsu. I didn't do wrestling. I would go to gyms in Oklahoma and people could take me down. That's about it. But when they take me down, ain't nobody beating me up. I'm getting up. You know what I'm saying? Even if I got to take punches, I ain't fucking laying on the ground and getting TK'd. I ain't covering up. No, get the hell up. Because when you cover up, a person just can punch you. But
Yeah.
if you get up, they got to stop punching you and turn it to a scramble. That's mentality, though. You gotta have that mentality. Some motherfuckers ain't never been beat, man. Some people ain't never been beat down before. So when they get down and they get so
Turtle.
much pounding on them, they don't know how to get back up. You see,
Yep.
I've been through that shit with life as a kid, and then I went through that in the streets. You feel me? Every
Yep.
day.
Yes, sir.
And so
Yep.
there's certain people who get in this MMA game who just, like you said early, that just got it, and some born with it, and some ain't. Man, don't hate on it. I'm blessed and highly favored. But most of my fights was by wrestlers. And when I met Sandro, he loved me. He got me in the gym, and he just saw the natural ability. And he's what really got me into jiu-jitsu. I started at Scott's, in Norman, but I left quickly. Even before I was probably a one belt, one stripe white belt, I left quickly because some things that was going on with the twins, and I left and I started managing them first. Before I even was a fighter, I was a manager. already in
Wow.
Vegas, in Vegas, giving Mike Jackson, the Twins fighters, helping. I've been helping fighters doing this shit. Boxers been doing that when I was in the streets, and that's where I doubt it.
That's
And
probably
so,
what helped with your business, if not to interrupt, but I just feel like because you're such a business-minded person and everything you do is successful on levels. And I think maybe being able to be behind the scenes as well as in front of the scenes all at the same time probably help with that.
oh, big time. And then I ain't afraid to learn, because I know I'm just a street dude who's still learning. I know I don't know it all. Some people who probably watch me and see me on Facebook think about, oh, he's arrogant, oh, he's cocky. No, man, you don't understand, man, how hard and how much violence it took to be this nice and where I had to come through. I had to build this confidence, man. I used to be down there 300 pounds, fat with titties, embarrassed to take my shirt off, a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And so, no, man, I'm just really confident in myself, and I gotta speak highly. I gotta speak and tell myself I'm a badass, because if I don't, ain't nobody else going to do it, and I don't want a coach to have to tell me to do it. If you're a coach that can help them motivate it, but I want to already know it. And so there's that.
And if I may, I don't understand the cocky shit because, man, you're inspiring. If somebody's just a fan and they follow your social medias and they just kind of follow you like, I do, man, you've been through a lot without like your wreck. And man, like couple days after your wreck, like people were worried about you. I know, we have a couple mutual friends like Justin with OKC, shout out Oklahoma Combat Championships. I'm the official publicist now for OKC. So, I do all the press releases and I'm working on getting local and national media attention for us and stuff, because it's kind of what I do for a living, right? But I'm excited to be able to work with you, and we're going to be able to hang out in the same venue and stuff, and because you're the matchmaker still there, yeah?
Yeah, I'm still helping out some for sure. Like I said, man, I like to help people, if I can. And then, like I said, man, I'm building some fighters that I want to be able to get them some fights, man.
For sure.
And that's my goal, is to build a stable of fighters, because I know what it takes, what you got to do to get there. I'm connected with the right type of people, and then I've been there, and it wasn't ever my dream, and I've been there, and I didn't have no big time managers helping me do this. I had a few people, here and there do something, but man, these managers, nobody don't really give a damn about nobody, man. It's at the end of the day, man, it's all about money. And that's what these fighters need to. That's what these fighters need to understand, man. You are a fucking product. Excuse my language, but you are you are a product, and you better learn how to sell yourself and talk yourself. You dig what I'm saying? Because a lot of fighters out here going to get managers, and they ain't got shit to manage.
Speaking of true that, and past that, there are ways you can ruin your career. To me, Conor McGregor, just because everybody knows who that is a perfect example of somebody who, he's kind of, he's not a draw like he used to be just because he played the fans over and over again. He's still very popular name-wise, but people don't trust that he's going to fight because he said he's going to fight so much and won't. So there's that respect is gone. And, when your star starts to fall versus like, say, Izzy's lost twice, but he's still going to be able to headline a pay-per-view immediately because he knows how to manage that brand, as you were saying. Same thing with your brand back in the day. It didn't matter what happened. Also, I wanted to talk about the fact that you don't like jiu-jitsu, or you didn't like jiu-jitsu, but you have 3 wins by submission. That's crazy, bro. That seldom happens. Like, who does that, right?
Hey, it's just that I didn't, man. And so in my first submission was against he was a Brazilian guy in Strikeforce named Lucas Lopez. Yeah. And I only did that because he was talking shit to me. And I was like, because back in the day, like I said, man, I was a lot different when I started. I done a lot of changing and growing up over the years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But back in the day, I was even meaner. I'm still violent and mean, but it's under control now, right? But, this guy was talking shit to me in Strikeforce because they pulled me up on the card because Benji Raddick, wasn't being able to fight. And he was talking shit. And so I had a goal to submit him because Matt Hughes was in my corner. Robbie Lawler, shout out to my brothers who I still talk to today. This ain't no shit that I just trained there. How some guys and fighters, like they go to gyms and be like, they go pay to be a gym and say, I train with these people. No, I was training partners. You know what I mean? Like Robbie Lalo is his brother. When I went to the hit squad, like he took me under his wing. Matt Hughes still today. You know, we talk FaceTime because, you know, straight off the streets, Robbie and Hughes, they saw it and they respected that this guy, this kid back then is a fucking warrior. And they Mark Fiore, I gotta give a shout out with him right now. He the one saw the talent after my second fight in Arkansas. And you know, him along with Brian Foster and really who helped put me into the top training and be able to leave Oklahoma and really just get there fast, you know, and taught me, you know, it doesn't matter who they face me with. It's a fight. It's a fight. It's a fight, you know.
If I hurt you more, I win. Period.
Yeah. Basically, if I don't quit, if you don't quit, it's all about who's gonna quit. Period.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because conditioning is a mother for real. That's the difference.
And I learned about that on that journey, and that's why, you know, I feel like I've always been a successful coach. Every fighter that I've trained, you know, from kids, jiu-jitsu, everything, and I thank God, man, you know, because like he has a big play in it, you know, but I'm a winner, man. I have a winning. You know, I'm a winner. I know how to win, man. Physically, mentally, I know how to be prepared because I've had to learn myself in my career. You know, from the losses that wasn't getting beat up, it was because I beat myself. So you know, there's no better way to learn by beating yourself. And they're not. You keep saying I'm saying learn. I didn't say losses because there's difference. You know, I learned, and so there's no better way to learn off something when you beat yourself. And I mean that because if we could go back and watch every fight that Cortez Coleman has had, starting, you know, and match them up, I really probably shouldn't have been beat if I would have, you know, started and had good mentors like I did, as, you know, later in my career, and did jiu-jitsu right off the bat and liked it more, you know. But I still did a lot of great things, and you know, I'm blessed.
Killing it. And past that, I wanted to bring it back around. As somebody who follows you, I don't think you're cocky at all. I think that one, you have to speak out what you are and what you want in this life. I believe that we attract our own energy. We bring our own energy. Like you said, this game is so much of a mind game. And you're the kind of person that will take a nasty spill, blow your knee, and a day later be like, I want to thank God for the day he's given me. Please make sure you thank God for the day he's given you. You encourage and inspire folks, man. And I think that anybody that sees you're cocky, they got their own problems. You know what I mean? And so what if you're guess what, y'all? If you're a dude out there trying to do better in your life and you're looking and you're worried, man, find somebody like Cortez who's a little cocky, who believes in their ability. Now, you know, hey, not everybody's the same, but maybe that dude's an accountant. And maybe he can be, you know what I mean? He can be a badass accountant the way you're a fighter, but he draws inspiration. Hey, man, I'm a podcaster, writer, producer, but I draw inspiration from you because, you know, I followed you since basically the Ultimate Fighter, you know what I mean? And then to find out you were local or you were both Oklahoma boys, even though I've been to LA, Hawaii, whatever. I've just always kind of followed you. And then, you know,
and I've been in it. Okay. And that's what I tell people. And since you follow me, and I tell people, you go back from all my words, man. I've been this same dude since I've been in the game.
Honestly, you know, a little more enlightened, I think. I think God is more of a part of you. As a follower, look, as a fan, let me just tell you what a fan sees, right? Because you don't get that, right? But that's what I'm saying, man, is I feel like God is a little more a part of your life. And I think that you've gotten a little wiser. As dear God, I hope we all get a little wiser over the years, right?
For sure. I've grown. I said that. Grow.
Yeah. But and just positivity. And then, man, you know, whatever you want to get into on the show. But you know, as a fan of your Facebook and stuff, I see that you're finding success in other means. You're encouraging other people, because before it had to be all about you, right? Because you were the product. Well, now you're able to, because you've established that, right? Like once you have Coke, you can have Coke Zero and you can have Vanilla Coke. You know what I mean? And those are the other fighters that you're training, that you're bringing up to build their own fan bases, because that's definitely given you a sense of completion. And then, man, the fact that you just don't die. hard to kill. One of my favorite sayings is I'm hard to kill, you know, and it's you just, you know what I mean? No matter what life throws at you, no matter what fighters throw at you, no matter what commissions throw at you, no matter what governments throw at you, you know what I mean? You come right back the next day. You're like, I'm so blessed to be alive. I thank God for everything I have. I'm a winner, and I'm a winner because I'm an ordained winner by God, and I will walk in that. And I'm like, anybody who has a problem with that, I kind of don't want to kick it with you. I only want people in my life who feel this way at least. And you can prove it. We have the record. You know what I'm saying? We have it on paper. So as a fan, that's what I see, man. And you're encouraging to me because everybody, you know, can get a little down on themselves from time to time. But then if somebody's a fan of yours and seen your journey and seen you come back, and like I'm personally excited to see where you go as a fight. I know you only got a few fights left personally that you want to do, but I'm excited to see where you go as a fighter because I think that you may be best you've been. And we got to see after the knee, but I already know you, so that ain't gonna stop you.
Listen, I promise you, this Cortez, and I'm 42 years old. And I say this for whoever's watching, and I mean it. And I don't got nothing against nobody because it's a challenge for me, right? It's a challenge for me, like for real. And like, you know, I've grown wiser. You know, I'm walking around like 215, but I'm and that's because I put on some weight for the surgery. But I'm gonna be walking around 195, 200, fighting at 85. I'm sparring anybody 200, 215, two up. I'm 42 years old. I used to be hitting, and I give this to my younger fighters, like how there's a lot of young fighters that go in and just go spar hard with heavyweights. That's stupid, right? Nowadays, man, I'm very smart and wiser, very wiser. And when I come back, I want to fight, and the people that want to spar, that's in that weight class, that think they want to test it, they can come to the gym. We can get it in. However, but when I do come back, these last 4 fights, and that I fight, it'll be anywhere. But I want to fight the baddest fucking young boys coming up at 185. And if I fucking at 195 and I feel like I can get to 70, because I fought at 70 fucking before as well, you know what I'm saying? But when I do come back, and I'm speaking this now, just like I told people, and I spoke it into existence when I had rotator cuff, and I said I want to come back and fight some of the toughest. And 8 months, and my surgeon was pissed. 8 months into a rotator cuff, bicep, and labrum surgery. 8 months in, I went and took a boxing match against Drew Dibbler, who's just a little stud out of Brian Foster's, right? And, hey, go watch the fight. And y'all tell me, tough kid, but I shouldn't even been fighting then. But I'm better. My knees are already better. I'm 9 weeks out yesterday, Monday, 9 weeks out. And the PT said I'm doing great. I'm back hitting the bag. If you see my Facebook, I did a little light moving around sparring with one of the boxer kids that I'm training. But I'm taking care of it. I'm very wise when it comes to my body. And that's why at 42 years old as well, I've been able to do this because it's a business, and I'm not dumb. And I just don't take crazy fights just to go make money. A lot of young guys just to do this shit to go make money. They ain't even fucking making money. They ain't even adding up how much did it take you to go to Elite to go train, go to Raptor and go train, go to Elite, all these other gyms to go train, and your gas money and your food. Man, do you understand that you probably went negative by the time you get your check, really? But they don't think like that. And so it's a business for me. And that's how I look at it, bro.
Prize fighter, yeah, and that's that's the thing they don't understand is you only got so many fights in you. Man. No matter how good you are, you really only got so many fights in you as any kind of warrior. And there's a point where that card gets punched, and you don't want to get that card punched on some quote unquote pro fights, but that are barely paying your bills. If you got the talent, right? If you got the talent, I got to ask you a question. As you know, we do some comedy here, we have some fun here, and I ask everybody attached at all to any kind of fighting anything, especially pro fighters. This, forgive me, but what's your opinion on power slap? What do you think of power slap?
Hey, man, honestly, bro, that was
the first time. That's a quick way to make money, bro. It's a quick way to make money.
Ain't nobody slapping me, first of all. Hell no. Fuck, excuse my language, but no. But bro, that was the first time I really watched that shit right here, and it was cool, and you did good,
Oh,
with your,
thank
commentating on that. But that was it's cool. I got two homies that trained at the hit squad, with me that does that, Colton Smith, does it, and then my boy AJ, I believe, yeah. And they do that, they're in power slap. That
Yeah.
shit's crazy. That is another level. That shit crazy to me, man. They man, TV, bro. They do anything, but
Well, the thing is, man, with your background, you could walk on. You could
no.
probably go get a fight for 10 grand,
I
probably.
probably, hey, I probably could. You know what I'm saying? I've done some things, man. Like the
Yeah.
bare knuckle. I went when I wasn't even going to go try out in Denver. I was just at Denver training, and they hit me up, and I did that little TV thing where they followed me around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but no, man, like you said, a prize fighter, man. I'm gonna get some money, and that
Right. Real
slapping,
money. Yeah.
yeah, and that slapping, no, man. But I got some big things planned though when this knee come back, man. And like I said, with this documentary, I got an awesome little kids book that's gonna be, that's gonna be coming out soon, hooking up with the right people. But no, man, I'm getting in the right connection to where my last few fights is going to be some good money fights. I'm going to get back on some good TV fights, but I want a challenge of me. I want to fight some of the toughest 85ers in Oklahoma coming up too, though. That's
Let's
just a
get it.
challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been watching and I feel like I'm still a bad motherfucker. I still, even though I haven't even been fighting in years, I still feel like I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers in 85s in Oklahoma. No disrespect to any of you guys out there. You know what I'm saying? This is just me. At 42 years old, I still got that fucking pop in me.
That dog. Then
Yeah.
let me ask you that, man. We're about to wrap here. Let me ask you this. I just feel like they train different. They're softer now. Like they're training
Fucking
for
soft.
MMA, almost point fighters. They ain't got that dog. Like you came from the streets to fight. A lot of these dudes come up as MMA fighters, and that's just different.
Hey, and that's, you know what? I'm glad you said that because hold on now. There's a few young ones out there. Let's not because I love that new
No, yeah, no,
generation.
there's still some. Yeah, but I mean,
There's
overall,
some dogs. There's some
yeah.
dogs out there, but you're right. A lot of these guys out here are getting fucking soft. A lot of them don't even know how blessed they are. They got coaches who love this shit. That where a lot of them get free training, free gym. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I pay for this shit. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like Matt Hughes, the GM at the gym will tell you, Cortez paid for that shit. Them dorm rooms, training, out of it. Yeah, man. So I invested in my career. So it means a lot more to me. You got to put in that work. A lot of these young fighters out here, man, they soft. They like the fame of it. And you can go be a fighter in Oklahoma and fight and Rage of the Cage and have fans when you was just a little fucking nobody before, right? But you can just go fight and get your own fans and people that don't really know shit about MMA, and I love the fans, but most of the fans that don't really know much about it. And so they really don't even know who these people are fighting, and these young fighters that just ain't going out there doing that dog. And then you got so many people who got great records, and then they wondering why they're not getting in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? And if they look back in the day in Oklahoma with the Oklahoma fighters that went, like the Brian Fosters, you know what I'm saying, who we come straight from shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We went out there throwing excitement. Excitement. Yeah, we got a few submissions, but it was a dog fight. And a lot of fighters a lot of these young people ain't got their dogs, and they're going out there not wanting to just finish fights or be finished. You gotta have that attitude, go be finished and do it smart though. Do it, and put in the right type of training, and get right coaches. A lot of guys got coaches who the wrestling coach, the jiu-jitsu coach is everything. He teaches how to strike. He teaches them how to wrestle. He teaches how to do this. And then a lot of coaches is getting mad because these fighters go cross-train. You don't need that coach, man. If your coach tell you can't go get better somewhere, you need to, because your coach might be a Muay Thai striker coach, good, but man, you might should go strike with a boxing coach someone with some better striking and can teach you how to be sharp. You know, there's a lot of gyms. There's a lot of gyms that that's out there that I watch that they teach a lot of kids and people a lot of volume. So you see a lot of fights with the kids that do go out there, and some of the people that do go out there and got their heart and fight, that shit sloppy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit just sloppy because, you know, we're in the gym working on volume. We're not really working on fundamental skills or, you know, learning footwork and learning how to make this shit be right, you know, so you can actually go out there, look good, and then, you know, do that with that warrior spirit. But yeah,
well, because to the uneducated fan, if I'm sitting in the crowd, if I see more punches thrown, I just think better fight. I don't understand, you know, the whole point of, man, I could be setting you up. I could be feinting. I could be just feinting the jab for 2 solid minutes, just seeing how you react to it before, you know, yeah, man. So I get that. Yeah.
That's what it is, man. And so that's what it is, man. But one thing I do wish they would do in Oklahoma, man, if any promoter watching this, man, what they need to do in Oklahoma, man, because like I mentioned earlier that a lot of these Oklahoma fighters, because we, you know, and a lot of people in Oklahoma always saying, you know, why they don't want to go to UFC, this and that. You know, here's a reason. Here's something for all you young fighters in Oklahoma that want to make it to the big show, right? Because a lot of people out there, you know, they don't like to. Everybody's their friend, this and this. For anybody that's in Oklahoma or wherever you're at, and you want to be an up and coming fighter, and you want to be a fighter, say that word, fighter. That means you're not fucking afraid to do anything. Make it make sense. But if you're coming up and you ain't made a name for yourself and you really don't know if you're going to put asses in your seats, but then if you are one of those persons and you can put asses in seats and maybe you ain't made it to the UFC and you got a great record and ain't nobody calling you, listen, you need to get on Facebook and you need to clean out the best of the best in Oklahoma. You know, that's why I feel like they need to have a tournament like in Oklahoma for a one night or put all the sign up. If you feel like you are a SOB, you know, 185er, 205er, heavyweight in Oklahoma, and let's prove who's the #1 fighter really in Oklahoma. And then once you whoop everybody's ass in Oklahoma, Dana White, like, who's that bad person? So for you young fighters that's out here, if a person don't train at your gym and I don't give a damn if you is his friend or not, if he fights in your same weight class, you need to clean up the state, man. Because, you know, when I was coming up, I never turned down nothing, man. I just didn't fight nobody from Oklahoma. I never said I would because I will fight anybody. Nowadays, it got to make sense. Still today, I will fight anybody at 185. You know, I ain't fighting at 205, but I will fight anybody in the state of Oklahoma. I will fight anybody in the world for at 185, you know, and it got to be for some money. I will fight the toughest 170er in Oklahoma, and I don't give a damn who they are, but that's going to be for some money. I'm talking about the most toppest person that I get, because if you are a young fighter and you can finish Cortez Coleman, I swear to God, that'll be a big deal.
Yeah, like, all day.
Even at 42 years old, but I promise you, you're going to have fucking hell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's what I think they should do in Oklahoma. And for you up and coming fighters, man, you got to have that attitude. And I'm telling you that right now, if you 155 or 170, you got to have the attitude that you are the baddest SOB in Oklahoma, and clean them all out. Go amateur, then clean them all out. After, if you're an amateur fighter and you got 10 fights or 12 fights, boy, you get hit in the head anyway. You know, any day you can die. So when you go pro, hey, after 12 fights, you go amateur. Hey, man, start wanting to fight the tough of the toughest, man. Because like I said, I really ain't fought no bombs on my record. And you go up and you look at record match to match of when I started and the people I fought. Now, this last guy that I fought, man, he was a fucking absolutely, yes, he was a bomb, man. I come back 6 years. I win and beat him. He was a fucking, there's a lot of people that's in the UFC done beat this guy. You know, I knew this. But this was in my hometown, and it's business. You know what I'm saying? And I made more money than a lot of these guys that go fight and burn knuckles, and that some of these guys that go fight on the undercard in Bellator and be thinking they get
also
on Bellator.
No shame. It was your first fight in 6 years, right?
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm real and I'm speaking on it because there's fighters out there that will take a fight against a person and say, I'm gonna go out here and fight this person, and we know it's a bomb. No, man. When you know what I'm saying? No, bro. I'm real. And I'm real because you can, like I said, you can go back and look at my fights and the people that I fought in Cortez Coleman have had some tough fucking fights. Shit. Just my fourth fight was Douglas Lima, I believe. Fourth or fifth fight was Douglas Lima. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, tons. Yeah,
yeah.
your record is a who's who, man.
So,
like the people you fought.
Yeah, and so that's what it is for you people that want to go to the big show. You got to go knock them down. Like, get on the internet and search and see who's the hottest person. See who's Dana White or people talking about and try to get a fight with them and knock their fucking ass down. You know what I'm saying? That's, you got to knock their ass down. Take their fans, and if you trying to really go to the show. But a lot of people just, they want to try to, they try to make it a business, but they really ain't got that dog in you. And if you ain't really got that dog in you, you taking a chance, man, to getting hurt in this shit, So that's what that is. If you want to hurry up and try to get to the big show and you want some shortcuts, man, you got to get in the gym, do the proper training wrestling, train jiu-jitsu, train some good Muay Thai and definitely train boxing, learn how to be sharp, learn balance, learn distance, learn range. And you can do all that Muay Thai shit, all that kicking out of a good boxing stance. You can defend, takedowns, all of that. And, get your fighter IQ up and go beat people up, man. But, get you about 5 or 6 warm-up fights, under your belt. After you fight, you about 5 or 6 bombs. Hey, man, now you got to start knocking down doors and just do it like that.
I got to ask, say Justin at OKC Fights decided to do something like this, would we do like round robin? So like, would it be like one of those where you get like 30 fighters and you do like, a round of 4 and a round of 4, and you'd have the 2 and then against those, you know what I'm saying?
But here's the deal though. No, we said we're going to get the best 85ers and the best 70s. Every motherfucker in Oklahoma ain't the best. So we got to be real here. We got a whole bunch of shit fucking fighters in Oklahoma that shouldn't be fucking fighters. Okay. Yeah, let's be real. I'm real and I will hurt feelings because I'm real. That's why I don't got a lot of fighters. A lot of coaches just open up gyms just to create fighters, getting people hurt. Okay, we know this. We've seen this from all different type of promotions where motherfuckers this is sad business too. Fighting is a sad business too. Okay, there's people that just think they can coach nowadays. Guys take 5 fights and whoop, they're a coach. And so let's be real here. No, when we do this and whatever promoter do this is business. You got to have the heart to be like, no, you are not fucking near the top 10 in Oklahoma. Get the fuck out of here. You can't get in this. I'm sorry. No, you can't get in this tournament. No, we're going to put the best in there. People know who's the best it is in Oklahoma. People know who got it or not. So it ain't just that many.
And what's crazy about that is it seems like the best in Oklahoma are the ones who can't get fights. Like, like every time they get a fight set up, people run from them. I'm like, come on, man.
Say that again. So why? You know why? But they need to fight each other because there's a lot of people in Oklahoma. Yeah. There's a lot. That's where we getting at.
Yeah.
That's where we getting at, right? Yeah, there's a lot of people in the state. Yeah. Brilliant. That's where we getting at. There's a lot of fucking fighters in Oklahoma that can't surprisingly get fights, right? Let me tell you something. I'm behind the scenes. I know a lot of shit, and there's a lot of fighters because I know the business, right? And then there's a lot of fighters that just be like thinking that they know the business and they turn down those fights that can get there. Not everybody want a fucking tough fight, okay? Period.
Correct. Yeah.
Not everybody want a tough fight. If it's about that money, I'm taking one. Let's get it. That shit, let's go, right? But not everybody want that. But that now we hit the nail on the coffin. There's a lot of Oklahoma fighters that's at 155, at 70, but at this gym, this and that. But because we're friends on Facebook or we slap hands at jiu-jitsu tournament, we friends. Fuck that. You need to fight each other because one of y'all might fight each other and go to the contender or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how this go. That's what we need to do, and that's what don't happen. And that's what's wrong with Oklahoma. That's a problem too. Nah, man, we need to really see who the baddest in Oklahoma, and that's what I want to do. I'll fight. Like I said, if the money make right, and there's some promoters who don't even like me, So they should get the money and put together and get the baddest little young 85 and pay me, man, to try to get me beat up when I come back from this knee surgery, and we gonna feel the seats. People gonna come
Yeah,
and watch me. I promise. I
absolutely.
swear to
Yes.
God. And I'm gonna go train. That's the difference because I'm gonna go to Denver, Colorado, train with some of the best. And we can get it on. But that's what we need to do. And that's my goals one day. Is once I do retire, I'm gonna get in the game and do some promotion and still coach and put on some fights. Because I love people. I love doing it. And I
I got
feel
a
like
plan for us, man. You know how Dave Chappelle say the man with the biggest dream wins? We're
yeah.
gonna put together a power slap team. Me and you are gonna go
No,
and
no
scout the
power
best
slap
power
shit.
slappers.
No
No, we
power
don't. We
slap
don't
shit.
slap. But we put together a team. You know what I'm saying? You train them. I'll promote them. But
I don't
right
think
to
I
the
can
top.
teach. I don't think I can teach. I don't think I can teach that technique, bro. I'm more of a straight. I'm more of a like keeping your hands eye
Yeah, yeah.
level, straight up type of guy.
Like a real professional fighter. I know, man. You're not like a
Yeah.
truck driver who wants to hit somebody for money. I
Nah,
get it.
bro.
But
Like, no, bro. No, bro.
I gotta have fun with that, man, with you. Thank you so much for coming on. As we wrap, tell the people a little bit about your documentary. Do you have a due date when it comes out? Where could the people find it when it does come out?
Man, I ain't got no due date. I just, this is something, and I ain't never said no due date, man. But this is something I just been speaking into, existence. I got some stuff on YouTube. If you go back that I shot with some people just getting pieces and pieces, because this shit's not cheap. You feel what I'm saying? It's not cheap. What I'm gonna do is like, it's some big things, and I've met with a lot of people already. From book writers and a lot of people wanting a lot of royalties and a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Because it's, and it's a life movie. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. And in the streets and the people that really know me, they'll vouch for this shit. It's a movie because I never planned to be here, and I do it for the people who come from where I come from, or the people that didn't come from where I come from, just the people that struggle, the people who struggling with depression or anxiety, to tell them you was not born with that shit. That shit's not genetic. You dig what I'm saying? You just gotta you gotta pick something you love, or you gotta get up every single day and push yourself. Even the days you don't feel like getting up, you gotta get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and make yourself say, "I'm fine, I'm good." You dig what I'm saying? Get dry. I keep dry eraser markers in my bathroom sometimes, because if I ever get that negative thought, man, I'll write in the mirror fast. I'm a badass, right? Because you got to, right? I got to. I've been through some shit since I was born. You feel what I'm saying? All my brothers in prison. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what it's like having family Thanksgiving or dinners in years. You know what I'm saying? But I don't sit back and be sad and can't be down on that. There's a lot of trauma in my life as well, big, but I don't got time to talk about that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's in the past. I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna keep moving forward, and I'm gonna think of positive things and push forward, because dwelling on that ain't gonna do nothing but just attack us even more, right?
Yeah.
And happiness and all that gotta be a priority. And I get up every single day fighting, right? Fighting, and showing people, bro, that if you just speak it, it'll happen. And so with this documentary, I've been putting it together. I've been constantly going through stuff with businesses and spending money on lawyers. But God has keep connecting me with the right people. You know what I'm saying? And just last week, man, I hooked up with an awesome, beautiful sister out of Atlanta who writes a lot of books. Some guys that just did a documentary that got picked up on Tubi and Amazon, and they went over the story, and they like, man, let's do this. You got some ESPN type of inspiring shit, right?
All day,
And so,
yeah, man.
and so guys is opening up the door. So no, I don't got no time date, but the book is already started. Like, she's already got me pictures that I sent, and like it's already in motion, right? And these are things that I was speaking into existence. And I sit down with people, and this shit was expensive. You dig what I mean? And now God send me people to where I ain't even coming out of pocket right now, man, because they believe in a bigger picture. They like, we'll talk about that later when we see these millions, because this shit's for real. This is inspiring, because there's some kids.
All day.
There's some kids that want to be MMA fighters. You dig what I'm saying? Guess what, man? I'm gonna show you how I made it. This is what I did, and I'm not the most athletic person. You dig what I'm saying? But I figured it out with this, man. I figured it out with this.
Heck yeah, man. Tell the people where to follow you at. The best Twitter, Instagram. Where do you want people to find you when they're looking for you?
Hey, listen, I don't got no Twitter. My Instagram, the real cowboy, my crazy cowboy. I lost that, years ago when I got into the cannabis industry, and then I did have an old little management team who was helping me. I lost a lot of stuff, but you can follow me on Facebook, man. I do all that. I got a little TikTok, but I'm not on it like that, man. I just go live on my Facebook and inspire people, man, because I ain't, really great with all this technology shit. I got a team now who's gonna start handling that because they've been telling me, Cortez, bro, we need to get a camera on you. We need you a YouTube page, bro. And I'm just like, man, okay, I'm gonna get paid one day. I ain't in no rush. I wake up every single day. I'm happy, bro. Thank you, God. I woke up. Let's go be great. Let's go help somebody. You did all this other stuff, man. I do this every day, get on live, because when I don't, which I don't, because I'm always on her, when I don't, people gonna really know that, man, he's sick. Or even when I'm sick, I'm happy, I'm posting on her, right? Because, if I don't, man, there's some people out there that ain't eating off of this shit, man, because I get messages daily, and I've done helped a lot of people, and people thrive off of this, because like I said, man, I do it for people who like me and come from where I come from, and who look just like me, or the people that don't look like me, they're struggling, and there ain't no fronting in my hiding, because I've posted when I go through things. You know what I mean? I'm very public and open. I'm human. A lot of people fake, and I give it what it is, and I tell people all the time it's real. If people say Cortez is an asshole, some people say he's a nice guy. I said believe them both, because you get treated. You get treated. You get treated the way you treat me. And if you got a bad attitude with me, I try to be as positive as I can for a while. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just human.
You're well, and that's the thing, man. I notice when you have those challenges, man, I was having this conversation with another friend. He's a boxer in New York. Is that you can tell when somebody's not a fighter is when they're always talking that shit, right? When they're on there like, oh, if I was there, I'd have fought him. If I was there, I'd have taken him out. It's like, you ain't real, because these professional fighters, one, understand violence, and two, understand they could lose their livelihood. So they don't just jump at every opportunity. They're smart. They know what to do. And in fact, I would rather be around professional fighters, because you're actually less violent in the streets. You know what I mean? Because you're like, I'm going to give you a chance, homie, because you don't understand who you're messing with. I'm not just your average dummy, right? I'm going to hurt you. So yeah, man, I respect that self-control. I respect your wisdom. And man, thank you so much for coming on. It's been like so long I've been hoping to have you. And man, we should do a podcast together. Not that you're not busy, too busy. But if you ever want to do anything like that, let me know, because you're so good. You have so much wisdom, man. And like you said, people are starting to follow you. The beautiful part about that is you are the product. You are you, and that positivity and the vibe you put out is attracting people to you. The law of attraction. You know what I mean?
Big time.
What you put out. Think about all the investment you put into people, from just regular fans like me, who you encourage that you don't even know about, to your students, to other fighters. You know what I mean? To people in the game. You do so much for so many others, that energy is finally coming back, as it should. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
And I want to thank you so much. Woo! Guys, this has been PT Pod number 45 with the living legend himself, the crazy cowboy, Cortez Coleman. Thank you so much, and we are out.